Hi, welcome. My name is Chris Walker, and I'm here to welcome you to the 14th staging of our Linebreaks Festival. This year is a special year. Since 2007, we have hosted Linebreaks Festival in the city of Madison at various theaters in our city. 2020 was the first time since 2007 that we didn't have a festival. So this year is remarkable. It's special because our students have been logging on to the internet as a way of communicating, as a way of learning, as a way of collaborating, as a way of creating new work. So this festival is really a reflection on what is happening now, but also a commitment of First Wave scholars to respond to the now and create despite any difficulties that may present them.
All right, hello everybody. As some of you know, and some of you don't know, my name is James Gavins. I'm the creative director here at First Wave. Hey, you know what I mean? What I'm gonna do right now is intro a film made by the 13th cohort of First Wave. I had the pleasure of working with them over the past 2 semesters on this film. We've had people in Oakland working remotely, people in South Korea working remotely to make this film. The film has to do with alternate reality in a dystopian place where Zoom takes over the world. And it is called Only Human. After we watch this, we're going to have a talk back from some members of the 13th cohort who are here. But without further ado, First Wave 13's film, Only Human.
America succumbed to sickness before, arguably was founded on sickness. But 100 years since the influenza epidemic and we thought we were immune. Obviously, we weren't. COVID-19 struck in early 2020. To slow transmission of the virus, we stayed inside as much as we could, putting an uncertain pause on gatherings that made our responsibilities worth it, while our responsibilities continued. Online, sterile, and surviving. But how long can we last flattened to our digital selves, stumbling at the glaring pace of blue light years, while the hospitals filled outside of our doors and our future bled uncertain each blurred day? How long could this last, till someone pulled the plug?
Warning, this is a warning.
Welcome to Zoom. Ready to log in?
Welcome to the Zoomiverse. Before we start, all connections should be securely fitted to your ports, which can be found here, here, and here. If you run into any problems such as hallucinations, addictions, loss of self, please look to your local Zoom police for assistance. And finally, 2 rules to remember. 1, you must commit a year to the system. And 2, if breach of contract occurs, repercussions will be made.
Also, plugging in through your ear is strictly prohibited.
Welcome to your new reality.
My day ended before it begins. I wake towards today and shake tomorrow loose like stolen change. I crack my neck and yesterday's shadow floods my bedroom floor. How long have I been here? In my little room, I pace the yawning distance between its corners and try to stay afloat. Hostage ritual. I'll wake up better tomorrow. Next month, next year, things will be just like before. I'll have more warmth than the bed sheets I smother alone. Soon, I'll see my friends again. Hear more than the echo of time against this empty room. I check my phone, I call a friend, I play a game, I overdress for no occasion, I pretend to work, I sing myself to sleep. I sleep, I sleep, 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 I stretch, I crack my stiff spine, I try to look forward. I try to remember to pair this fog of silence. I try to find peace. I open the blinds. I close the blinds. I move to my chair. I move to my bed, to my memory. I lose track of the days, weeks, months. I lose track of the names. How long have we been here? My phone is a portal, an obituary lighthouse. The world gets more terrifying and ambient every passing year, month, week, day, hour. I'd go outside, but we're being killed. I fill my lungs with the same air I've been breathing for months. I'm here, still, and feel like I'm running a race with no cure. How long are we going to be here? Will we transcend this distance? Will we break this loop? My day ended before it begins.
Are you bored of digital life? Missing the days when you could smoke a blunt with the homies? Well, look no further. Error 404 has just hit the market and has been sweeping the internet. Forgot about your friends? With a simple download and install, you'll be able to remember all the memories you had inside your flesh prison. Buy Error 404 with 3 easy payments of $40 and give remembering a try today.
Symptoms may include insanity, delirium, deletion, coma, and unstable connection. Before downloading, ask your coder if...
Initializing. Loading virus. Thank you for your purchase. Enjoy your reality.
I've replaced the tequila with terabyte. I swallow a pixel paradise. So much memory inside me to fill. I digitize with every second. Electronic eating. Why burden the body with chemicals when I can shift me into a psychedelic So much malware to melt. My synapse flicker RGB. I'm a mirage in binary. The ones and zeros pulse my mind like light switches. Decoding my body, virus. Cuts the keystrokes to my brain's rapture. I hallucinate. HTML. I already gave up my body. Of course, I give my mind to a mechanical god. This code makes me feel real. Again, I glitch to the old world. The trees and foliage come back. My old flesh body. My old flesh friends. Oh, bless this broken line of code to give me release. Oh, bless the matrix for making me real again.
Thank you for your purchase. Enjoy your reality.
Hi. I thought it'd be another year that I couldn't see you. Everything is so different here. Nothing is like old. It's all new and confusing. You're so cute. You like the flowers I got you? What flowers? Don't you see the roses? The roses.
Reminder that the use of digital drugs is strictly prohibited.
I've adapted to darkness, my blinding LCD, my only light, false prophet floating in a liquid crystal, display how I've kept treading, but I don't have immunity to time.
My only light, false prophet floating in a liquid crystal, display how I've kept treading, but I don't have immunity to time. The silent hands of a clock, my hands on a keyboard, the virus wrenching a key.
Display how I've kept treading, but I don't have immunity to time. The silent hands of a clock, my hands on a keyboard, the virus wrenching a key. Gloved hands treat bodies I can't see. The virus hostages all DNA every day.
The silent hands of a clock, my hands on a keyboard, the virus wrenching a key. Gloved hands treat bodies I can't see. The virus hostages all DNA every day in the same pantomime. Shadow puppets on a blank wall.
Gloved hands treat bodies I can't see. The virus hostages all DNA every day in the same pantomime. Shadow puppets on a blank wall. A routine anchored in this sinking ship. I'm all alone.
In the same pantomime. Shadow puppets on a blank wall. A routine anchored in this sinking ship. I'm alone in eclipsed light, like algae over stagnant water. Suffocation.
A routine anchored in this sinking ship. I'm alone in eclipsed light, like algae over stagnant water. Suffocation kills a school from kingdom, phylum, down to the cell.
In eclipsed light, like algae over stagnant water, suffocation kills a school from kingdom, phylum, down to the cell. The virus clogs the brain with fog, degrades the cell's memory.
Kills a school from kingdom, phylum, down to the cell. The virus clogs the brain with fog, degrades the cell's memory, enters and replicates itself over and over again.
The virus clogs the brain with fog, degrades the cell's memory, enters and replicates itself over and over again. What is a virus but a compulsive thought, invasive growth?
Enters and replicates itself over and over again. What is a virus but a compulsive thought, invasive growth, erasing memory and time? I won't make it. I won't remember.
What is a virus but a compulsive thought, invasive growth, erasing memory and time? I won't make it. I won't remember. I don't remember what happened days ago. How can I go forward when I've forgotten?
After all, we're only human. We need to unplug. We need to switch gears. What comes next? What comes next? Take me to a pixel paradise. I would like to see the world through your eyes. Take this moment of sweet escape with me. I'll take the warning so our love can be. Oh, we are not free, and I hope to be. And I hope to be. After all, we're only human. We need to unplug, need to switch gears. We don't know what comes next, so we take a breath. Yeah.
Also, that's Zach, it's Heaven, Azura, Molly, Gigi, not me. First thing I want to ask you is, what is Only Human and how many mediums were used within Only Human?
The different types of mediums that were used is the first one being film, obviously, and then the other ones that we used were visual arts, and music and poetry too, and they all pertain to everybody in the 13th Co, which is really amazing because they were all, it was very, very interesting. It was very different.
So Only Human is a short film about our need for connection, I think, in a digital world that's kind of flattening our memory and our experiences. And ultimately, like, our desire to be in person, and how when that's unfulfilled, like, we fall behind on school, or we like are struggling to reconnect with each other in a meaningful way. There were so many different mediums that like managed to come across and unite, even though we haven't all been in the same room together, not once. There's been dance, poetry, as Molly said before, animation, film, music, everything. So I think it's really a feat that we were able to bring these different mediums together in a cohesive way, online completely. So
What did you learn about yourself through this process? And also, how do you feel it's impacted the art that you will make in the future?
So through this process of working with my cohort, some of them virtually, some of them in person, I learned that there are so many facets that I haven't really put myself in terms of artistic facets that I didn't even know I could create in. And just having people who intimately know about that topic and intimately know about that way of art, it was it was humbling, and it was also encouraging to work with so many different types of artists, because I'm so used to working with a very small section of musicians. And so to have people who are making animation, to have people who are dancing, to have people who are spitting these crazy lines in poetry, I learned that I myself can do that as well. And I have the capacity to sort of dive into all those different forms of art. So I sort of learned a bit about my potential and also the potential of everyone in my cohort. So, yeah.
Learned the most is just about who my cohort members are as people. Working on all the different projects allowed me to see all different facets of each different member. And I feel like as in the practice of poetry, working in more of a visual form where the poem itself isn't being showed on screen has informed my poetry to be more visual and to be more intentional with what I'm saying, since obviously someone can't reread what I've written. But yeah.
This was my first, I stuttered anyway. This was my first time creating art for an assignment and not for myself. So prioritizing a concept that I did not create necessarily was very new, but it pushed my boundaries in ways that really frustrated me at times, but made me grow. And I think I achieved my assignment. So I'm excited about that factor. I am very much self-oriented when it comes to my art. I've never really made art for other people. I'm not a singer who's like, tell someone I sing, and then when they ask me to sing, I'm gonna sing for you. Like, it's not for you, it's very much for me. And so I prioritize my thoughts and my ideas above others when it comes to what I create. So I learned how to achieve an assignment while still honoring my ideas, but achieving the goal. So I'm excited to do it again now.
I think it really came down to like the world and what we're experiencing now, like lately, being that it's like a pandemic, but also like a movement, Black Lives Matter movement and stuff. It's been very hard for me to like write, because every time I write in like what I'm experiencing. So that's been very hard to articulate. But moving into film and trying to think about like just the way in which we love each other now was easier to do in this time. Honestly, it was just easier to do. And like, it also just surprised me how, I don't know, it surprised me how like this was an outlet for me to actually dive into that, because film is also like something that I always wanted to do, but I just never really jumped into. And I think one of the things that like really stood out to me about creating with y'all over this semester and last semester was really just like in this time and being in this world, I just felt so lucky to be around people who are also creating and see what y'all are creating and bring it to the table too. So yeah, I just want to thank y'all too for, showing up this semester, all of the things.
Like, I agree, like, we did the best work, and this is also like my first time using another art medium that I wasn't like used to work with. And like, where would you like collaborate with other like types of artists, like not using like or not in your field? Like, I really appreciate like even like we're in like where has like pandemic and like online collaboration. Like,
I could refer to back to what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, man.
I really learned how well I can work with other people. And I also learned that other people's art mediums can make mine even better and like accentuate some of those features of my own creative style and stuff like that. I learned to channel my creativity into forms I'm not familiar with. And yeah, the collaborative process was just very helpful in learning and refining my skills of collaboration and seeing the scope of like my capabilities and stuff like that.
Just watching the video and seeing all of the visual artists, or seeing all of the creations through visual art, it makes me, like, as a performing artist, want to dive into visual art more. Like, it makes me think, like, okay. It makes me think, like, okay, like, as a dancer, like, in what ways can I use my own art form to add on to visual art? And it excites me in some ways because I'm not really a visual artist. I don't know anything about like constructing a film or like actually taking the time to like do things that like I normally just can't get up and be hands-on about it. But like overall, yeah.
I feel like both visual art and performative and spoken poetry or any other kind of art both had their moments where they shined throughout, just kind of periodically as we came up with projects and made new projects. And as we kind of threw it all together towards the end, I thought everybody was like equally represented. And I thought like it all worked out well to convey like the point of the film that we created in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the dynamic of working together well was pretty cohesive and went well together, despite being.
What do you want this film to do for the viewer? What do you want them to take away? Or what was your personal goal for the viewer to take away from this film?
I personally think that it'd be a good film for people to watch to feel not as alone in it. Like, it's not a great situation we're in, but we're not in it alone. We weren't able, for the most part, to collaborate together to make this, but we were still able to, and we still made something, so it's there to prove that in a time where everything's digital, we can still come together and make things.
I want the audience to, as Gigi said, recognize that they're not alone in these troubling times, and also that there is light at the end of this tunnel, very, very long tunnel, but there is an end to it, and there's comfort in solidarity, and there's comfort in knowing that you aren't alone. And also, I want the audience to know that so much beauty can come out of sorrow, and so much beauty in the form of art, in the form of expression, can come out of struggle and pain and isolation. And this is, you know, our physical example of that from all of us being sort of cooped up. But yeah, life is beautiful even when it's not seeming like that. To Eli, to Isaac, Eli, and Yame, Anaya, Deneo, Sue, Raul. I got him. Let's go.
Hello, my name is James Gavins, and I'm the creative director here at Oh My First Wave. I want to welcome you again to the 14th Linebreaks Hip Hop Theater Festival. The next part of this festival has Chicago written all over it, given that both of these acts are all from Chicago, which is amazing. We have Kyla Pollard, who is from the 12th cohort of First Wave, and then we also have Niall and Onam Lansana, who are from the 11th cohort of First Wave. We're also graduating, so shout out to them. Kyla's going to be doing an unplugged of some music that was created this year, so excited for you all to see that. And Niall and Onam Lansana will be doing a collection of amazing poetry for you all. So sit back and enjoy.
Hello. How's everybody doing today? We just want to take a quick moment of silence before we embark on the poems we're going to do with y'all today for what's going on in our city right now and for Adam Toledo, particularly on the south and west sides of Chicago. So we're going to take a quick moment of silence. Thank y'all for that. We're going to read a few poems for y'all.
Woo! I am hella happy to be here with y'all right now. The name of our show is Outside Scriptures, and I think it's very fitting, being that me and Onam are allegedly the first siblings to be in the same cohort first wave. And so I think that's pretty unbelievable. And writing about this experience has been hard to do while I've actually been here, but I did squeeze out this one poem, so I'm gonna start with this. Bucky asks why I'm here. No, Bucky, I'm not on the team. I'm not on any team. White Badger faithful be knocking down pints at the bar in your name, while they cheer for men who look like me. They don't truly care about niggas who not on the field. How they gonna bring an Obama cutout in a noose and claim to know none of lynching? My kin has had enough blood spilled at the hands of a master for me to ever be played. Has ripped enough red to paint Camp Randall twice over. When I watch my brothers bleed from the press box, I wonder what we gain from pummeling our bones for only a slim chance of pay. When they ask me about campus climate, they wonder why I dirty their city. Call me smudge, call me ethnic study. Here, Badger is human. Black is animal, ferocious, wild if not tamed. So no, Bucky, you will forget me. I don't have a touchdown dance for you to memorize.
They ask me why I want to be a lawyer. Watching The Conspirator, a cinematic portrayal of the trial of Mary Surratt, hung for owning the inn where Abraham Lincoln's murder was planned. Her execution haunts me as unjustified and shows me how the legal system sets wildfires. And my desire to become a bar-recognized firefighter begins. To kill a mockingbird and Emmett Till's ghost infiltrate a classroom. Therefore, white explanations for executions commence. Emmett Till assaulted a white woman and was killed for it. I didn't see anything wrong with that. Black rage rose and transformed the classroom into a courtroom. Imagine myself a bar-recognized firefighter, ready to put out a decade-old fire. Emmett didn't make any gestures or movements towards her. There was no justification for his body becoming battering bag for Bryant Brothers. I've imagined myself putting out America's unjustified wildfires, written my rage into poems, autoplay atrocities and absent convictions, uttered countless names on stages as momentary eulogy, litanies of white motivated ghost stories I have told and will continue to tell, interned at a criminal defense law firm, and all of our clients were people of color. The firm prevents and puts out legal wildfires every day. And each time I cross the office threshold, I clutch the hope that I will prevent a fire from starting. So when I interview for law school and they ask me why I want to be a lawyer, I will say, I have too much academic language to talk about our death. I have an unmatched desire to become a bar-recognized firefighter because I have been learning about this country's histories of fire since 4th grade. And I'd be damned if I didn't get my chance to put them out. But more than anything, I want to be a lawyer for the mother's face. During my internship, when she found out her son was coming home for Thanksgiving after spending months in jail, her joy, worth more than centuries of revenge, her face, staring through the glass, weeping in uncanny satisfaction.
Before I start this next joint, I would just like to give it up for the 11th cohort first wave. We have been put through the ringer at this school. We did a pandemic. We've been put through it all. And we still here. Shout out Icy, shout out Claire, shout out Ozzy, shout out Duncan, shout out all the gang, yo. Shout out Juju, shout out Joy, shout out everybody. We've been through it, okay? Bro. Ode to Black Regalia. Golden Shovel after Safia Ohila. Metrics of status glare through my black hoodie. I had my worst semester during global implosion. Believe a little slack been earned. Believe a D in a science class that my tutor dropped me during crunch time for. Ain't that bad? Sometimes you just gotta see tomorrow and that's glory. Forgive us. We ain't accustomed to posts of police pillaging our beloved. Do check on the homies. Don't mistake aloneness for loneliness. You not a delayed burial. Our hands hold much more than ache. To die. No cap. I'm tired of talking about the tolls. Play K-Dot, Keith, Meg, Mariba. A little something for the spirit to break out of raggedy bungalows. Freedom songs serenade dusk into starry nights. Gang and I exchange drags of the Dutch. Peep music videos we love. Reminiscing middle school dances and secret crushes. We into crafting playlists and getting house parties bussin'. Missing the electricity of sharing stories to strangers through a mic. Space and time would dissipate as our souls took flight. Soon, I'ma rock my first wave in black voice stoles, alum flex, leave Wisconsin in a flurry of success. Soar into void, Badgers lag behind.
Big retweet on the shouts out to 11th Co. Love y'all niggas, man. For real. For real. The title of this poem is Out South After Exploring the Dark Continent by Henrietta Mullen. Past Roosevelt is a map. In a territory, in a collection of hoods. Where niggas debate niggerish shit. In barbershops and salons and beauty supplies and hot combs and heralds are never too far away. The South Side is AfroTurf, a recreation of what was stolen from us and where we were stolen from. Let us live without interference. We have all the resources we need. So I tell my mama, I don't need nothing north of Roosevelt, but I know this is a white lie, that I will cross Chicago's very own Mason-Dixon line to see a lover or make $1, or honestly, sometimes just for a Korean taco. And a white soul will yell, "You don't belong here." Or, "Can I buy a square?" Or, they won't say anything and just stare in disbelief. But when the Northsiders make the exodus south with gentrification in their eyes, I will say, "You don't belong here." Or, "This used to be the Black Belt." Or, "Bigger Thomas." Or, "Haven't y'all taken enough?" I'm scared. Bronzeville won't be black long enough for my daughter to remember it. That the University of Chicago will dismantle, disenfranchise, and displace all of the niggas from the lake to the Dan Ryan in between 47th and 60th before her first day of school, leaving Miss Lee's Soul Food, the Shea Butter Man, and about 5 beauty supply stores spaceless. That when my daughter is in high school and she asks me when I used to hang out, I'll be pointing to Starbucks and condos that fill the voids of Harold's and Valois. That when she wants to buy edge control, she will have to order it off Amazon because we've been edged out like unwanted baby hairs. Out south is its own ode to Africa. All the resources you need right here.
So Onam brought it up, but I think we went through a lot of life-changing stuff in these past 4 years, but I think the most life-changing thing was that Onam became a father and I became an uncle. And the baby's name is Nova, and Nova is 2 years old. She's going to turn 3 on May 9th. And Nova is like I love her so much. So this last poem from me is for Nova. For the galaxies you garden, Spirit sent you a star. The shining smiled suddenly. Headed back to Celery Hall from the courthouse, you were struck on State Street, stuck in hovering glare of radiant surprise and life-altering unknowns. The months before Nova's arrival were a blurry whirlwind. Life before Boo Boo was a pile of scorecards, sneakers, and shenanigans. Freshman year turned father at 18 training days in dingy dorm. We blinked, and on May 9th, 2018, Spirit sent you a star. Nova stay on Nova time. In hindsight, none of us was ready. Fuck-ups inevitable. Frustrated fists hurled. Apologies accounted for. Tough decisions made by what's best for Boo Boo. You, a swirling vessel searching for seconds of refuge. Sometimes I forgot we lived together. Your wheels never stayed in one place those days. Insomnia held your hands in graveyard hours. College library been your stadium of study. Bedrooms and bottles simmered your stress, all in an effort to be present for the most precious. Now, we got taxes, tests, and toddler tantrums. Stacks of 4T clothes, Paw Patrol toys, fresh diapers, and dirty dishes. Memorize more scenes from Disney movies than I'd like to admit. But I do whatever is needed for that little kid. My name is in Nova's name. No wonder we know each other calling. Every time I go home now, she don't even gotta see me enter. Nova know Uncle Niall. Pulls tears out my pupils soon as her serenade reaches my eager ears. Spirit sent you a star. That summer she charred was a frenzy. Wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Hospital hymns pushed hope into Nova's limbs. You remember that night we sang Boo Boo is Sleep? Remix Biggie like, Nova, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. And I just love your flashy ways. Guess that's why I broke and you're so pain. Held my breath when I first saw her walk again. Now she running her own worlds on her tippy toes. You got her kit collection glistening. First class dad making it to work with Zoom class, 8-hour shifts, Tetris schedules, grad school apps, fat tiger drops, zooming tires, taking you to Rogers Park up north from Bronzeville out south. I never been prouder of your goof ass. I never been prouder of your goof ass. Spirit sent you a star. And you know it. You grew your glow to match supernova. I got y'all back to the world blow. I got your back till the world blow.
Have home and not try not to cry. All right, you're not finna get me crying up on this stage, nigga. Damn. All right. Let me take. Dear Nova, I'm sorry I did not end up with your mother. Trust that we tried. Trust that we gave all of us for you and still failed. Each day I hope that you do not resent me for not being there. That you will understand why I wasn't there for first steps or why I left the hospital before you were discharged to take a final. Nova, I promise this degree will matter. I just hope I have earned your forgiveness. Nova, since you were born, I vowed to make you my everything. So I prioritize you. I sacrifice without question. I give without hesitation. I let you dictate what our lives are becoming. Nova, I am scared that I am not good enough to be your dad. That I fumble and fall and fail and fail and fail far too often. Nova, when you grow up, I hope that all you remember is the joy, painless, that you hold Christmas mornings, Halloweens, and movie nights like a gift, that I can hold all the burdens, that you won't know of all the things that were not, that each sleepless night and shoeless month and all of them damn cookie-stained jeans, I hope they will all be manifested in the miracle that is your happiness. That I can protect you from the things that you want. Your mother, your grandmother always said, I would not know love until I had a child. Nova, thank you for teaching me love, for showing me that love is not a recreation of harm, that love is loving yourself enough to let go, that love is waking up watching Paw Patrol and eating pancakes, that love is having the courage to live fearlessly. Put this hat on, bro. Put this hat on.
All right, ready? 1, 2, some shit about slavery.
Hello, Linebreaks. I hope y'all are having a nice time wherever y'all are at right now. My name is Kyla Pollard. I am from the south side of Chicago, the best side, and I'm about to rap about my city. There's a lot to say, there are a lot of stories, a lot I could talk about, and it's very important to me, so here we go. We be hungry and heavy. My city black found it, yet our bones lay heavy. Money from our soil, but the grave expensive. My raps be pensive, my bars unlisted. I be rapping prayers, I hope God is listening. My mama miss me, she say safety look like her, but my heart dismiss it. I hope the land is listening. Our city black as hell, but the power is twisted. But fuck it, we with it. They say money make the world go around, that's how they spin it. I don't believe in politics, my God is omniscient. My personal, political, and corpses are resembling the kids that's missing. We all heard the news, so we all gon' hit this. And my broken pieces like how I'm gon' fix this. Don't call my shit the rack if you ain't been in this. I be fresh as hell if the feds watching. We be fresh as hell coffee. We be fresh as hell in the coffee. We be fresh as hell in the coffee. Verse 2. I be anxious as hell. I hope my friends don't hate me. If I die today, I hope the land could thank me. Hope my mama glad she made me. With my first love, even claim she date me. They say I'ma shake the world, but my pen be shaky. If essence is freedom, why some things can break me? And what's the cost of things if my body feel vacant? Joy radiates, ain't no way to fake it. That wrong can't face it, can't go out basic. If I had a story on what would they base it? Joy radiates, ain't no way to fake it. And joy radiates, ain't no way to fake it. And joy radiates, ain't no way to fake it. I write for my city, to be honest. It's a lot of people I grew up with and like someone very close to me who's not here. So when I write, it's for those that didn't get to make it to 19, 20, 21, you know. And also for my city, you know. So here we go. Take me back. Yeah. Take me back. Take me back. Just wanna go back sometimes, for real. I'm from Chicago, Windy City, house music and tombstones. Kids on the news, buried deep, so we 10 toes. Business, gentrification affecting households. They put a Whole Foods in projects, my profit channel. CPS closing everywhere the wind blows. And after school matters, keep the kids on their toes. I miss the old days, corner store and cheese on Cheetos. Told my crush like I had to call a home phone, so take me back to when I was a kid, when I could just love to live the life I live. I miss the magic, we call the young years fantastic, so take me back, so take me back, yeah. Take me back, take me back, just take me back, just take me back. Take me back to recess time when we was kids and we was playing and we was fine and we ain't know about them kids dying. I mean we knew, but what is dying? Take me back to recess time when we was kids and we was playing and we was fine and we ain't know about them kids dying. I mean we knew, but what is dying? We immortalize the mortal cause they all we got. I'm writing raps to save my soul like forget me not. Forget me not, pictures of my younger self. Nose full of snot, my album on the top shelf. I said this ain't no perfect world, but we loving it. 63rd Street Beach hit different. This for Murray kids that like to chill on 57. Then all of them old folks that still counting blessings. Pursuit of happiness was them Apple Jacks. Long nights after school, got my Amy soundtrack. Running with my 4x4 baton past that. Work hard, play harder, now that's a hard fact. Mama always told me that a hard head make a soft ass. Learned that at 16 when I skipped class. Popped in the mouth if I talk back. But take me back. Take me back to recess time when we was kids and we was playing and we was fine and we ain't know about them kids dying. I mean we knew, but what is dying? Thank y'all so much for tuning in. That was a really fun song for me. All of these were really fun. I hope y'all enjoyed. I know y'all probably in the chat somewhere. If you are in the chat, if you feel it, let me know. Maybe drop a or a that was bars, Kyler, or something. I don't know what y'all want to do, but I appreciate y'all for listening, and it was an honor. So, bye Linebreaks, and I hope y'all enjoy whatever's coming up next.
On some occasions, you've even raised your fists with us, but even your most progressive heroes come home to beat me. I thought poetry was something that dead white authors did. It didn't feel like connected to like my experience. So instead, I shrank and shrank and shrank. I first started getting into poetry in my freshman year of high school. It really opened my eyes to poetry as a performance and as a way to connect with other people, like an audience, but also
the other people that were sharing these intimate stories about themselves.
I shred a hall of boy-shaped mirrors with the teeth of my stiletto. Everything about me is crisp. Poetry is one of the only crafts in which your first lesson in technique is how to articulate yourself and how to write your own story. And every practice and technique from there is a better articulation, a more accurate articulation of who you are and who you're going to be. And that is so powerful. My H-Town till I drown. My H-Town has drowned.
It's like you take a familiar language to others, but you rework that language to unlock something new. And that's what the power of poetry is using language to unlock new ideas, new feelings, new understanding. I wonder if she knew her skin held her own and only honey, a sweetness to feed us all.
When I learned that poetry didn't always have to be like pastoral and like sonnets and about like flowers, though it can be, and that's cool, but poetry can be a way to call out white supremacy. It can be a way to really get to the heart of issues that were important to me.
My sisters, they are dying, and you are always mistaking their blood as lipstick stains.
I just walked into the room of poetry and I never really turned back. And for me also, the magic of performing poetry is that it's not alone, you know? You say, this is who I am, this is who I'm trying to be. And there's a communion, there's a whole gathering of people that are there with you, with the like location of their bodies, with just their presence. They say like, I hear you and I believe in you. I make a man of red clay and crush him for my rouge.
Especially now, the whole globe is yearning for connection. And the act of kind of taking that reflective time with yourself to create something and then to share with others builds a sense of connection and common understanding and empathy that I think then elevates the ability to connect, to build, to dream up a new world to live in.
There's enough for all of us. You think there wouldn't be, but there is.
Hey, my name is Sophia Snow. I am the director of the Office of Multicultural Arts Initiatives at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and the director of the First Wave Hip Hop and Urban Arts Learning Community. Welcome to our first ever virtual Linebreaks Hip Hop Theater Festival. We're so glad that you tuned in, and I have the distinct honor of introducing this next work and introducing our next artists. We have Azora Tiabji of the 13th cohort of First Wave, Jackson Neal of the 12th cohort of First Wave, performing works from their forthcoming book, Dear Azula, I Have a Crush on Danny Phantom, published by Button Poetry and to be released June 2021, but you could pre-order that now. Support local artists. One of the reasons why I'm so excited about this work is because of the long history of chapbooks, anthologies, and publishing in First Wave. I'm an alumna of the first cohort. You may know that because I can't stop telling people, but I'm just so excited to see the evolution of the last 14 years. I remember our very first anthology, Someone Might Hear You, and how it was the first time a lot of us were experimenting with how our performance poetry could exist on the page. We got so into that, we ended up getting weekly workshops where we all kind of toiled with each other's poems, with themes, with order, and eventually led to printing and binding our individual chapbooks. And just to see how, you know, those times together in community as young artists collaborating led to so many alum going on to explore careers in writing and performance. So 14 years later, to witness Jax and Azora enter our program with already so many gifts, and then to spend this last year experimenting and expanding what they could do with their creative energy, I'm just so proud to witness how this work that they've done pushes the bounds and the evolution, the legacy of the First Wave program. So this pandemic may have forced us inside, may have denied us from gathering in the ways that we love and need, but it's also gotten many artists to consider how digital media can participate in their work. By nature of Zoom and of virtual showcases like this one, we have seen art only get more and more interdisciplinary, which here at First Wave, we really do love. So tonight, you will hear poems from Dear Azula, I Have a Crush on Danny Phantom. You will experience those poems come to life through light and shadow. Stories unfold through word and body. I'm just so proud, I can't say it enough, of you, Jax and Azora, for taking an already incredible collaborative published work and making it a collaborative visual journey and sound that lights all of our senses on fire. I'll get out the way. Please enjoy Dear Azula, I Have a Crush on Danny Phantom.
Hello, my name is Jackson Neal,
I'm Azura Tayabji.
and we'll be reading poems from our forthcoming chapbook,
Dear Azula.
I Have a Crush on Danny Phantom. Yzma dresses for the llama funeral. A man has always wanted to lay me down, but he never wanted to pick me up. Eartha Kitt. In the laboratory, I scheme elaborately what I will wear to the pyre of the boy I am trying to kill. How I would look with his fluted spine slung around my neck like a mink. I prefer fur or snake hide, poison in a chalice, his plasma curdled green. I'll take a sip, then slip into my second skin-tight fit, a patent leather lab coat. Dissect his gullied stomach, glamour my guardian, seduction my scalpel. What treasures will I find when I gut the man standing in my place? My final ingredients, the last piece of alchemy I need to shapeshift into royalty. I hope I don't become him. Brutal ruler, blood glut, his line of concubines, a need to own land, water, bodies, the ugly ornaments of a boy king. I know I need beauty to topple awful gods, men who think they own me, but what will I be when the venom settles in? At my coronation, will I wear my evening gown, or will I keep his clothes? Red robe, headdress, his ugly cloud of musk.
I have a crush on Shigo. Chlorosis, noun. The loss of green color in iron-deficient plants, or sickness as a result of unrequited love, resulting in an anemic green complexion. I am 12 and just learned how to lock my door. The evening is young, ripe with reruns. My clothes and personality have grown unflattering overnight, so I cut my tights into a bodysuit and blush green. Disney Channel past 9 p.m. is a right aglow with agency, flushed with a strain of longing I only know how to call fever. If Buttercup of the Powerpuff Girls was the first preteen permission I had to be edgy, Shigo is the herald of a fist I would pray for. Shigo, ode to pursed lips after baring my teeth, song for me to revel in alone. My emerald blueprint of cunning, so glamorous, it almost didn't matter how no one seemed to love you back. You pin Kim to the banquet table, chandelier above you glittering like a million keys, intention that seems to stretch forever until it doesn't. I understand why you chose to keep fighting her. I would too, if it meant our wrists could stay that close. I am Lyme feverish with want. There's a name for this villainy I have yet to know. I am 12. I know girls don't hold other girls beyond friendship and rivalry, but I love how the men in your life were forgettable.
I loved fighting boys slick with mud after that. I loved how the girls would watch me.
Zuko's Ode. You burn me, Sappho. When I was a boy, I watched my father pull the entrails from a doe, like slipping off his clothes. When I was a Boy Scout, we played a game we made ourselves, matches, an Axe body spray, and a squirrel caught in twine. What wicked rituals make a man into a man? And how can I perform? O sunrise, O blasted eye, O bright arrow of light, run your blade through me, O honor, you are a mask with my father's face. Each night I wear you in the mirror, and each night I watch his burn mark disappear. Ozai, Ozai, I learned love as a willingness to burn, a father striking his son's left eye into night, so each night I balm my burn mark, imagining how I'll hurt my son. The word Ozai combines fire and disaster. The word Zuko means failure, a second scar my father gave me. O excellence, O effigy, I am not a man, I am the creature shame makes of men. O blue fire, O sister dearest, I am not a monster. I am a boy who wants to make his father proud.
Refraction, contrapuntal after a ballad for Mulan. Mama said I looked like her daughter in the dresses she bought to redeem me. She swaddled my powdered face. She refined my mirrors. I weave my refractions, quarter their collateral dreams in my empty daughter fate. I lose my face defending home. This pageantry is to protect me from donning my war gown. Two treacherous hairs run side by side. How can you tell if I am she? A boy with half my head shaved, clotted with gauze and taffeta transgression, red rogue sword. I am a wish rattled between two armors. I matricide her old clothes, closet deserted. Still, I am no perfect butch. I don't hear mama calling me the soldier I am becoming. In my reflection, I'm at home in the war of my making, free if I am he, or. Mama said I looked like a boy with half my head shaved. Her daughter in the dresses she clotted with gauze and taffeta bought to redeem me. She swaddled transgression, red rogue my powdered face, my refined sword. I am a wish rattled between two mirrors. I weave my refractions, armors. I matricide her old clothes, quarter their collateral dreams in my empty closet deserted. Still, I am no perfect daughter fate. I lose my face defending butch. I don't hear mama calling me home. This pageantry is to protect me from the soldier I'm becoming. In my reflection, I'm donning my war gown. Too treacherous at home in the war of my making. Free hairs run side by side. How can you tell if I am he or if I am she?
Self-portrait, Danny Phantom. I enter the portal young. Unfamiliar with love or what it looks like. In the algorithm, in gay porn, in the hole of my eye gaped wide, two boys slurp each other's shadows, strobe light lovers, animating the animal inside, the neon iris of a crocodile, its pupils slashed into an entry. I enter night, every night, a nasty emerald. Green light crusts my eyes while I run the simulation again. Crooked limbs thrashed across the black slop oculus, swimming grim and glossy in vixen pixels. A string of code wraps around my throat, gawking at what two men can do. One elbow deep in another digit fiction. What some call parasite, I call practice. Pressing two bodies into one, slashing them apart, pythons sprouting second heads, my face multiplying in the mirror. I am the exploded lover and the boy who breaks him open and the guilty black glass and the scared child looking back asking what this means about me, what I could be. Look at me, I'm flickering. I'm Ghost Boy 1 and Ghost Boy 2. Now tell me who is who.
Dear Azula, the lesson my mother taught me was, finish the job. When hers could not be finished, I forged myself into a prodigy. I propped my girl vessel atop my ash throne, led an empire of playhouse. Its empty cupboards and silent rooms needed shadows behind shut tight doors. Azula, I wanted your power. I wanted a hunger yielding lightning, a crown never corroded by silence. I beat my brother to being the favorite child. When opportunity came, I did not wait for softness, finished the job. I puppet for power, but I too am just a kindling kind of girl. I too have pulverized the mirror in the quiet of my bedroom and demanded of a lineage to just love me enough that I wouldn't have to be this cruel. What place does a new republic have for me but a cell of my curses? How many chances at redemption could we get when the story still needs a villain?